Alright guys, so it is not the next day. It's 3 days later and I'm not off of work right now. This is actually before work. So but we are going to start building some more walls and hopefully get the what's it called? Workbench in today. And yeah, so we're gonna start by buzzing up some more of that pallet and start building some walls. So, well, I was doing, cutting this apart, and my Sawzall for some reason won't cut it anymore. I don't know why, but it's taken like 10-15 minutes a board, so we're just gonna resort to caveman style and start beating them like a caveman. I think I missed, guys. I missed the board entirely and threw the hammer. So I know this might look like kind of just a mess of things here, but this is on my boards here. It took way less time than trying to cut them up to beat these ones out. They came out no problem. I got all these, except for 2 of these, in like 5 minutes altogether, so not bad at all. But we're gonna beat all these nails out of here and get them measured, cut, and nail them together, and put them over there. And then we should be able to start on a workbench. So pretty cool. We'll get that brewing here. Nice. Well, what are y'all doing, dude? Come on, stand straight. Ain't got time for all this nonsense. But as I was saying, I'm gonna beat all these nails out of here so that we can start putting them together. Well, these are gonna be hard because they're all kind of bent a little bit here at a weird angle, so that's gonna be difficult. You gotta unbend them and then whack them through. Well, you get the idea, so I'm gonna go through and bust all these down. It's gonna take a while because they're all bent weird. I have to unbend them, so we'll check back in when we're done. My hand looks weird. So, zoom out. We now have all these ready to go. So we have 5 boards here, and 2 of these boards, I guess we'll use these 2 because they're pretty straight, are going to be the runners right here. See that top piece, and then I can't really see the bottom piece down there, but there's a bottom piece down there too. But they're going to be the top pieces right there in the bottom, so what goes from the floor to that. So need 2 of those, and then each wall piece has 3 studs in it, and we're gonna cut these to 32 inches and cut these to 40 and nail it together and put it over there. We got everything all measured out. 3 studs, 2 runners. Let's get them cut and then we'll start putting them together. Alright, so now that's all cut up, we're going to take our studs and just, I guess, put them there. But we're going to lay our runners out, rearrange our fancy little sawhorses here, sawhorsies, whee! And then lay these out and lay these, find wherever I marked 31 at with that, because I need to have an inch of overlap on these, so this will sit an inch lower than the length of this actual board, so that I can screw it in sorry, my finger, to the metal right there. See how those ones are an inch overlap and all that. So you get that lined up and make sure they're all going the same way, and then we'll start nailing this guy in. All right, so now that we got it all laid out here, approximately, we really ain't gonna worry about this side. Your ends and your corners, make sure they're flush with the board you're going to the whole time. That's what's gonna square this whole thing up. So if you don't have a speed square or anything like that to put in the middle to get the angle just right, you know, then this is a good way to do it. Just make sure that your flats, or your ends, I mean, are flat, and your corners are flat with the board you're going to, and then nail it in, and you're golden. I'm no longer using recycled nails because, well, they're just not that good, and I found out I have an abundance of them. But for now, we're only going to put one over here. You're going to want to make sure you check your square, make sure everything's still nice and straight and true as you're nailing, because this board's going to want to hop on you. And then once it is, and you got her about, you can't even see it from there, but once you got her about halfway in there, you just take it, whack it real hard, and drive her home, and then it's together. So we're going to line up that top, and then, oh man, get a little ahead of myself. I forgot to mark the 16s on here. Let me do that real quick. Alright, so now that we got the 16s marked on both boards, which I forgot to do originally, we're going to line this guy up, make sure we're still lined up down here. Make sure everything's nice and flat for the most part. It's pretty close, I'd say. And then come down here and line this line up with the top of this board. About anyhow, and make sure the side is flush the whole way. If it's not, just cheat it a little bit here and there. Try and cheat it anyhow. There we go. Come back. Yeah, pretty flat. So we'll sink a nail here, and then nail on the other ones, and we'll be ready to put it in. Well, that took longer than expected because I was building it backwards. Because if that's the top, and I have it marked 16 from this side, that's not going to work very well lining up with that, because it's not going to be 16 over. So we had to take it apart and then put it together correctly, but it's all nailed together here and ready to go. So we'll get it mocked up over here and put it in and screw it in. So if you can see here, this part of the shed is heavily bent, the metal piece. See how this is all straight down here, and then it just kind of out. Yeah. So it's going to be kind of hard to get this piece in here, but that should come out since I measured this correctly. So just weight it in there with a foot. Make sure we're not going to hit, which we might. Well, spit it out. Anyways, yeah. My thermometer again. Spit it out over here. It's tricky when you have a bent piece. Ow, jammed my thumb in there. That's tricky when you have a bent piece, because normally with these there's like a spot here and there that's, you know, not quite right. So you just got to hold one side, but on this one you got to like teeter-totter back and forth, and whenever you get one side in, it's going to kick the other side out. Kick it in. And for some reason, I don't think this part of the shed is very square, because this ain't wanting to go in at all whatsoever. Let me do some off-camera kind of things here, because I need two hands for it, and we'll come back to you when it's in. Alright, so I had to kind of like jam it in there and hold it at the same time and screw it and do all kinds of fun stuff, but it's in and stuck up to the building. So, get the level per usual and check how we did. Pretty good. Not quite. Bottom needs to come out here. Better. All right, there then. Yep, there we go. Put that down here. Yeah. down here. Right on. Alright. And since I have two separate wall pieces here that make a full 80-inch wall, I'm going to get some scrap wood and screw them together right here and down there. I did not do that over here, I forgot, but we're going to do that now. So come over to the wood pile, which there's not much of it left now because I kind of burned it all. So this used to be full of scrap wood. So we're going to get two of these, not that one, two of these, and screw, well, I guess I need four, but you get what I'm saying. Screw them in and whatnot. Alright, so, whoa, wrong way around, there we go. Alright, so, it may not look like it, but I do it behind, see? Well, I mean, we had a little bit of a space right here. That won't matter once we get the wall on because it's not going to hit the actual studs here, so, but I did it behind so it sucks the boards together and makes them stronger, hopefully. Makes it a full wall. And once we're done, this thing's going to be pretty sturdy. A lot sturdier than it was, for sure. But I do believe we are ready to start building a tool bench for right here. So let's start doing that. And I'm probably going to build it off of the dimensions of this, but not quite because this is like 56 inches or something like that. Something around there. And I'm going to just make it 4 foot long, which makes way more sense to me than 50 whatever odd inches are here. And the reason I'm doing that is so that it'll fit right there and we can get a full standing toolbox right here and another one over there. So it'll make perfect sense. So we're going to start, probably honestly take the 2x4s off of there because I kind of like how tall they are. And this is 4 foot wide. And just start building. So let's get to doing that. Alright, so I kind of sort of mocked it up off of this because I like how wide it is, but not how tall it is. I think it's a little too short. But I'm thinking that about 34 inches is going to be about where I'm going to want it. Because this one just makes my neck hurt trying to bend over so much to do anything. So I think we'll do 34. And we'll be able to make 34 out of this guy. And I think we'll be able to do 34 out of this as well. Maybe it's a little short. We'll find out. But I got pieces of wood here and there and all over the place. But folks, this is why if you ever build anything, you have scrap pieces, don't throw them away because they are usable. Because these were scrap pieces. Get out of here, hound dog. So I kind of forgot that I need to make these the legs for it 32 inches tall because that's how tall that is. And if I make it any taller, then I won't be able to screw it to the wall or anything like that, and I won't be able to build the other wall and put it in right. So we gotta make it 32 inches, which I mean I know is kind of short, but I can live with it. It's fine. And we're gonna make it 2 foot wide from the wall, so it'll come out 2 foot from the wall and 4 foot wide, which will actually line up perfectly with these studs right here, the 1, 2, 3, and 4 right there. It'll line up perfectly with that. So that's how big the bench is going to be. So we'll have plenty of room for a toolbox there and a toolbox there. So we're going to take, not that one, but these little scrap ones down here that I can't make actual legs out of and turn them down to 2 foot so that we have the ones that go out. You know what I'm saying? Kind of a brain fart there. Hang on. So we have the ones that come from the wall out to the actual legs. That's what I'm doing here. And somewhere along the lines, we're going to have to cut another leg because I don't think 2 is going to do it. But we're going to start cutting 2 foot here, and I have 3 of these that I can make into 2 feet, so that'll be perfect. And then I think I'll just snag one off of there or something. We'll figure it out later, but 2 foot for now. Alright, so I have my 3rd leg all cut up and ready to go. I have 3 of these, lateral pieces to go on. They're cut, ready to go. In order to screw these to the metal, because that's what I'm going to be mainly going for, is hopefully the metal and some of that wood too. But I'm going to go ahead and take one of these and cut it in half, and then cut the other one in half for another scrap piece, and nail this to the back and then screw it to that. So Should be good and grounded, ready to go. Alright, so now that we got all those on and ready to go, we are going to go kind of mock it up and try to get it together a little bit here and there. So let's get her all set and ready to go. So we have them all mocked up and ready to go. They're all level, straight, and square. So now all we have to do is take our legs here, line them up, level them out, and then nail them together. And that'll square the whole thing and make it really, really strong. And then after that, we're just boarding the top. So let's get to her, I guess. Alright, so now that we got the legs in here, which is a pain, I don't know why I did it like that. If you're going to do this, put your legs together first and then screw it to the wall. Don't do it the other way around because it didn't work very well for me. But anyways, now we're going to cut two 2-foot sections right here and put them in there so to strengthen it and, you know, make it square and whatnot. So we're going to cut those up and put them on. Alright, so we got this front piece in right here. It's all screwed in, ready to go. And real quick, I'm going to level up my legs. Well, not like Super Mario here, but level them. Make sure they're square, which they're obviously not right now. This one's got a little flirt going on. And then once that's done, we're going to screw it into the floor somewhere, somehow. And then see about putting a top on it, because I don't really have anything for a top yet, so we'll see what happens. But so far, it's looking pretty good, I have to say. So, alright. Alright, well, we got screwed in somewhat. And I started putting boards on here. And this isn't what it's finally going to look like. It's just temporary so I can put stuff on there. So I'm going to lay out boards and then put a sheet of OBS over the whole thing eventually when I can get a sheet. But I have to get ready for work. So that's all that we have for today. And I'll be back at it hopefully tomorrow. And we'll see you then. Bye-bye.